Okay, so good morning students. We'll solve some numericals on module 5. In terms of the syllabus for module 5, it is complete. So I thought that one or two classes we can solve some more numericals. So you'll have the practice, and then after that we'll move to module 4. Okay. So this was one of the numericals which I had given in the last class, and with the answers. So I'm hoping that you've solved it and you have the answers with you. So I had given the answers also. You can see V transpose and U and D and the lambda. Those are the answers which you must get. Okay. Now I'll solve this and you can match the answer with you. Okay. That is the process to get those answers. Okay. So we need to find the or we need to conduct the singular value decomposition of A, which is 2, 2, 1, 1, right? So as the first step, we need to find A transpose. So you have A transpose. Okay. I'm hoping that you're looking at the matrix, right? So A is 2, 2, 1, 1. Therefore, A transpose will be 2, 1, 2, 1. And when you multiply them, you get 2 into 2 plus 2 into 2, that is 4 plus 4, which is 8, and then 2 plus 2, which is 4, again 2 plus 2, which is 4, and then 1 plus 1, which is 2, right? So AA transpose is that. In the next step, we need to find AA transpose minus lambda I, that determinant, right? So this will be 8 minus lambda, 4, 4, 2 minus lambda. So therefore this will be 8 minus lambda into 2 minus lambda minus 4 into 4, and that will be equal to 0. Right? So you need to keep in mind that we are not finding A minus lambda I in SVD. We are actually finding AA transpose minus lambda I determinant in SVD. Okay. So this will become 16 minus 2 lambda minus 8 lambda plus lambda square minus 16 equal to 0. So we get lambda square. The 16 and 16 will cancel. Lambda square minus 10 lambda equal to 0. Therefore, you have lambda into lambda minus 10 equal to 0. Therefore, the lambdas that you'll get is 0 and 10. 0 and 10, right? And we need to put these lambdas in the decreasing order. Therefore, you'll have lambda as 0 and 10. Right? So that is the lambda that you have. Now with this lambda, with these lambdas, let's say for lambda equal to 0, right? So you'll have 8 minus lambda, so 8 minus 0, which is 8, and then you have 4, and then 4, and then 2 minus lambda, so 2 minus 0 will give you 2, right? And we need to find AA transpose minus I x equal to 0, right? So we need to find that value, and the x now here, since it is 2 cross 2, so you'll have x1 and x2, and that will be equal to 0 and 0, right? So the equations that we'll get is 8x1 minus plus 4x2 equal to 0, or 4x1 plus 2x2 equal to 0. So from these we'll have 2x1 equal to minus x2, right? Therefore, I can write the first vector, as x1, x2, or capital X1, which is will have x1 and x2, and that will be 1 minus 2. Next, we'll have lambda equal to 10. So you have 8 minus lambda. So 8 minus 10 minus 2, 4, 4, and 2 minus lambda. So 2 minus 10, which is negative 8. And then you have x1, x2 will be equal to 0, 0. So you have minus 2x1 plus 4x2 equal to 0, and 4x1 minus 8x2 equal to 0. So from these we'll get x1 equal to 2x2. For the second eigenvector, x2 will be, if it has x1 and x2, those values will be 2 and 1. So we have the two eigenvectors, x1 which is 1 and minus 2, and then we have x2, capital X2, which has 2 and 1, right? So now what is the next process? Anybody? What do we need to find?
U, V, and D.
Yeah. So how do we find that?
E equal to 1 by sigma 1 A V1.
Yeah. So you need to find the magnitudes of x1 and x2, right? So first you need to find magnitude of x1. So that magnitude is 1 square plus minus 2 square. So you'll have root 5. And then from here you need to find magnitude of x2, which will be root of 2 square plus 1 square, which will be root 5, right? So once you have the magnitudes, now you can find the values of u and v, right? So I'm hoping you have it. Otherwise, we can just recap quickly how to find, right? So this is how we find u, right? So u will be nothing but 1 by sigma 1 AV1 and 1 by sigma 2 AV2, right? And V1 and V2 we can find as x1 by magnitude of x1 and x2 by magnitude of x2, and sigma is nothing but the square root of the eigenvalues. So our eigenvalues are 0 and 10, so there will be root 0 and root 10, right? So that will be sigma 1 and sigma 2, and a is already given, so that's how we can find u. And in the next step, after finding u, we'll have to find v, which is nothing but x1 by magnitude of x1 and x2 by magnitude of x2. So we'll already have those values. Then finally we need to find d. D is very simple. All you have to do is just put the singular values on the diagonal. So singular values are nothing but the square root of the eigenvalues, right? And in step 6 we just find a as u, d and v transpose. Okay. So with this recap, so we have already found x1 and x2 and the magnitudes of x1 and x2, right? So now we can proceed to find u, v and the diagonals, right? So firstly we can directly write the diagonal, which is sigma 1 0 0 sigma 2, which will be nothing but sigma 1 is 0, so root of 0 is just going to be 0. Then you have 0 0, and sigma 2 is going to be root of lambda 2, which is 10, so you'll have root 10. So our d is fixed. Okay. Now to find u, so u is given as 1 by sigma 1 AV1 and 1 by sigma 2 AV2. That's how we can get u. Okay. So we already know the value of a, we already know the value of v1, so we can find v1 here, right? So v1 will be nothing but x1 by magnitude of x1, right? So I'll just write here. So v1 is x1 divided by magnitude of x1. So v1 will be, x1 is 1 and minus 2, so you'll get 1 by root 5 and minus 2 by root 5. Similarly, we can find x2, v2, which is x2 by modulus of x2, magnitude of x2, and v2 is 2 and 1. There, x2 is 2 and 1, so v2 will be 2 by root 5 and 1 by root 5. So we have the value of v1 and v2 also, right? So taking those values, right? So I'm not doing the algebra here. So what I have with me is this. You can check. I get u as 1 by root 5, 2 by root 5, minus 2 by root 5, and then 1 by root 5. That's what I get for a, for u. Right. Anybody getting that answer? Are you getting that for you? Anybody who has solved? Anyway, so that's the answer I get. Okay, and it matches. I've done it on the computer also. Okay. And we already know the value of v1 and v2, right? So the v which I get finally is 1 by root 2 minus 1, 1, 1 and 1. So from here v transpose comes as 1 by root 2 minus 1, 1, 1 and 1. So with this, with these data in hand, I can write A as U D V transpose. So we have U as 1 by root 5, 2 by root 5, negative 2 by root 5, 1 by root 5 into D, which is 0, 0, 0 root 10, and V transpose, which is 1 by root 2, negative 1, 1, 1 and 1. So that is what we get as on the RHS, and if you solve this at the end, you will get an answer of 2, 2, 1 and 1, and that is nothing but A, right? Therefore we can say that this matrix here is U, that matrix is D, and that part there is V transpose. Therefore the diagonal is 0, 0, 0 and root 10. Right? So that's how we can split A into a U, D and V transpose. That is the singular matrix. Right? So the singular matrix is 0, 0, 0 and root 10. Okay. So it's a long process. Okay. So if asked in the exam, there'll be surely one question on this. Okay. I suggest that you do it step by step. Okay. Rather than really hurrying up. Okay. So the answer matches. Okay. I hope you had solved this previously. And you could match the answer. Okay. Now I'll be taking some problems from the model question paper which VTU had shared last year. Okay. Till now we have not got any model question paper this year, but there were two model question papers for ESLA which were shared last time. They are available on Google. Okay. I've also posted them on the Teams group. Okay. So you can have a look at that. So I'm just taking the questions from those model papers. So these questions you'll see as module 5, question number 9. Okay, you'll see question number 9, and then you will see question number 10. Okay, 9 or 10 is the one that you need to solve. Okay, so let's pick question from there. In both the model question papers, questions have repeated, so we'll just solve it once. Okay, so whichever is the new question, I'll solve. Okay, so I'm taking one question. The question is reduce the matrix A to U and find determinant of A using pivots of A. Right? And the determinant which is given is A equal to 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3 and 3. Okay. So we can't find the determinant just by the usual method. So we can't just take one here and then find its cofactors and then do it, because it says you need to reduce the matrix A to U and find determinant A using pivots of A, right? So what does this actually mean? So this basically means the U, it stands for the upper triangular matrix. Upper triangular matrix, and the pivots are nothing but the elements in the diagonal, right? So I had explained you what an upper triangular matrix is. An upper triangular matrix looks like this. So if you have A, B, and C as the diagonal elements of a 3x3 matrix, then all the elements below the diagonal, that is these elements, they need to be 0. These elements here could be anything else, but this is the diagonal A, B, and C, and the elements below that diagonal need to be 0, right? And these elements which are on the diagonal, that is A, B, and C, these are known as pivots. Okay, so they expect that you reduce this matrix A to an upper triangular matrix, and then from there find the determinant using pivots of A, right? So in the given matrix A, okay, yeah, I'm just checking, am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So in the given matrix A, we can mark the diagonal, that is 1, 2, and this 3, right? So our task is to reduce or to convert this A into an upper triangular matrix. So that means these elements now which I'm circling, that is this 2 here, this 3 here, and that 3 there. These need to be these to be converted into 0. Right? So I should do such kind of row operations such that those elements 2, 3, and 3 which I have circled, they need to turn into 0. Once they are into 0, then we'll have an upper triangular matrix, and we know that from in an upper triangular matrix, the determinant is nothing but the multiplication of the pivots, that is multiplication of the diagonal elements, right? Also, I had specified that we mostly use only row operations, not column operations. Okay, so always try to use the row operations. Okay, so now we need to convert this into an upper triangular matrix, right? So we can do two operations. Okay, and we denote the operations like this. So I can take row R2, I can take row R2 and convert this as R2 minus 2R1, right? So what is going to happen is I'll have 2 minus 2 times 1. So 2 minus 2 will give me 0. So this element will turn to be 0. The other thing which I can do is R3, which will be R3 minus 3R1, right? Because then I'll have 3 minus 3 into 1. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. It shows me there's no screen. So I hope the screen is visible, so I can proceed now. So in that matrix, we can change R1 and R2, the rows, as R2 minus 2R1 and R3 minus 3R1, right? So once I do that, right, now you're looking at the matrix. So let me, the first row will remain as it is. So you'll have 1, 2, and 3. What will happen in the second row is you are doing R2 minus 2R1. So 2 minus 2 will give you 0. 2 minus 4 will give you negative 2, and 3 minus 6 will give you negative 3. Then in the third row, I'm doing R3 minus 3 R1. So 3 minus 3 will give you 0. 3 minus 3 minus 6 will give you negative 3, and then 3 minus 6 will give you 3 minus 9 will give you negative 6, right? So you can see that you get a 0 here and you get a 0 here. Now the only task is to convert this negative 3 into a 0, right? So here we can do an operation as R3 equal to 2R3 minus 3R2, right? So once we do that, what will happen? You have 2R3, that is 2 into minus 3, that will be minus 6, minus 3R2, so you'll get a plus 6 there. Okay. So once you do that operation, the first and the second row will be the same. You'll have 1, 2, and 3, 0, minus 2, minus 3. The third row, okay. So you'll get 0. You'll get a 0 minus 0, which will be 0. Okay. Then you'll have 2R3, that is minus 6, minus of minus 6, that is minus 6 plus 6, that will be 0. And then on the third element, you'll get a negative 3. You'll get a negative 3. Okay. So basically what has happened is that matrix A is now converted into an upper triangular matrix. And if you look at the diagonals, it is 1, minus 2, and minus 3, right? So for an upper triangular matrix, now the you can calculate the determinant. So the determinant of A will just be 1 into minus 2 into minus 3, which will be equal to 6. Okay. So in this case, if you want to check your answer, you can calculate the determinant using the using the usual process as well. Okay. So this is one of the problems which is given. Okay. There is a next problem also which they have asked. These are two parts, 9A first part and second part. Okay. So second part I will leave it to you. It's a 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay. So the matrix which is given is 1, 2, 3, 0, 2, 6, 6, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 3, and 0, 2, 0, 7. Okay. So for this matrix, you need to convert it into upper triangular matrix, then find determinant of. Okay. So if you look at the diagonal in this matrix, this is the diagonal. Okay. So your task is to convert the elements below that diagonal as 0. So do the row operations like that. Okay. So I will leave that part to you. Okay. The answer that you will get, okay, you can check the answer as well. So the determinant that you will get it will be, I'll also mention the diagonals. At the end, you should get 1 into 2 into 3 into 6. So your answer should be 36. So you can do this. It is the same row operations that you need to do with the task that all the elements below the diagonal should be 0. Okay. So have a look at that and solve it. Okay. This is a very common question that they ask. Okay. So the next question which they have asked is on eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay. So this is question number 9B. So it says find the eigenvalues and eigenvector, and the matrix is given 1, 4, 2, 3. So for this we need to find the eigenvalue and the eigenvector. Okay. So let's solve this. We already know the steps. So A minus lambda I, that determinant we need to find. So you'll have 1 minus lambda, 4, 2, 3 minus lambda, right? So you have 1 minus lambda into 3 minus lambda minus 8, and that needs to be equated to 0. So you get 3 minus 4 lambda plus lambda square minus 8 as 0, or lambda square minus 4 lambda minus 5 as 0. Therefore you have lambda minus 1 into lambda minus 5 equal to 0. The two lambdas which we have is 1, 5. So these are the eigenvalues. Uh, 1 second. It should be plus 1. Therefore, you'll have a negative 1. Negative 1 and 5. Negative 1 and 5. These will be the eigenvalues. Now for each eigenvalue, we need to find the vector. So let's take lambda as 5. So the A matrix is 1, 4, 2, 3. So you have 1 minus 5, which is minus 4. Then you have 4 and 1, 4, 2 and 3 minus 5, which will give you minus 2, right? So this is A minus lambda I into x1 and x2, and this should be equal to 0, 0. So we get negative 4x1 plus 4x2 equal to 0, or 2x1 minus 2x2 equal to 0. From these equations, we get x1 equal to x2. Okay. Therefore, first eigenvector x1, which will have x1 and x2, will just be 1 and 1. Next, let's take lambda equal to minus 1. So in this case, the matrix which is given is 1 minus lambda, 4 and 2. So let me write 4 and 2 as it is. So you'll have 4 and 2. So 1 minus lambda. So we'll get 1 plus 1, which is 2. And the other is 3 minus lambda. So you get 3 plus 3, which is 3 plus 1, which is 4. Right? So then this will have x1 and x2 equal to 0 and 0. The equations which we have is 2x1 plus 4x2 equal to 0. 2x1 plus 4x2 equal to 0. And from these equations, we'll get x1 equal to minus 2x2. Therefore, the vector x2, which will have x1 and x2, will be minus 2 and 1. Okay. So the eigenvalues are 5 and minus 1, and the eigenvectors x1 is 1 and 1, and x2 is minus 2 and 1. Okay. So this is the other question which they had asked. So it was simple because it's a 2 cross 2 matrix. It takes more effort if it is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay. Okay. Next is numerical 4. So I'll write the question. It says factor the matrix A into x. Okay, there's some symbol they have written as a almost like a delta x inverse using diagonalization, and hence find AQ. Okay. So A is given as 1, 2, 0 and 3. Okay. So let us first identify this. Okay. So let's first try and understand this symbol here. Okay. So this x delta x inverse. Okay. We are not used to this symbol. We have not done this symbol, but this looks very familiar. And they have also asked us to do this diagonalization, right? So how do you do the diagonalization? This corresponds to what symbol which we have used? Anybody? Anyone? What it corresponds to what kind of notation for diagonalization?
D.
Huh. How should I write this? This should be what? This should be what? And this should be what? Just look at the diagonalization which we had done before.
P into A.
Hmm? Okay, let's find out. We'll solve first. Okay, what we need to do is diagonalization. Okay, this is what we need to do, and hence find a cube. That we'll do later. Okay, so this part we can ignore for now. We need to factor the matrix A into this x delta x inverse using diagonalization. Okay, so we are aware how to do the diagonalization. So let's do that. We'll find out the notation as we proceed. Okay, so for the diagonalization, okay, for the diagonalization, we first need to find the eigenvalues, right? So we need to find a minus lambda I equal to 0, which will imply 1 minus lambda, 2, 0, 3 minus lambda equal to 0. So what eigenvalues do you get? Anybody? You can solve and let me know.
One empty.
Yeah, it's very simple. See, because you'll have when you multiply that matrix, when you multiply this matrix, you have 1 minus lambda, 3 minus lambda, minus 0 equal to 0. So therefore lambda is just 1 and 3. Okay. Now with the eigenvalues, I can write the diagonal. Why? Because the diagonal is nothing but lambda 1, 0, 0, lambda 1. Right? Therefore the diagonal is just 1, 0, 0 and 3. Right? So this diagonal in the question which is given, this delta here which I am circling, that corresponds to diagonal D. That corresponds to diagonal D. So we have found diagonal D using the eigenvalues. Okay. Now in the next step, now we need to find the eigenvectors for each of the lambdas. Right. So let's take lambda equal to 1. Let's take lambda equal to 1. Right. So you have 1 minus lambda, 2, 0 and 3 minus lambda. So 1 minus 1 will become 0, then you have 2, then you have 0 and then 3 minus lambda, so 3 minus 1 is 2, right? And then you have two values x1 and x2 which will be equal to 0 and 0. So from here you get 0x1 plus 2x2 equal to 0, 0x1 plus 2x2 equal to 0, right? Therefore, we get x2 as 0. So the vector x1, which will have x1 and x2, will be x1 will have a value 1 and x2 will have a value 0. Okay. Next, lambda equal to 3. So for this, you have uh, the value of a is 1, 2, 0, 3. So 1 minus lambda. So 1 minus 3 will give you minus 2, 2, 0. and then you have 3 minus lambda, which is 3 minus 3, which will be 0. Then you have x1, x2 equal to 0 and 0. So from here the equations that we get is minus 2x2 plus 2x1 equal to 0. And then the second equation is just 0, so that doesn't really matter. From this equation we get x2 equal to x1. Therefore x2, the vector x2 is x1 and x2, which will be 1 and 1. Which will be 1 and 1. Right? So now we can put these two eigenvectors, that is x1 and x2, the one that I'm taking, x1 and x2, in a matrix, right? And this will be nothing but how we had denoted as S, or how it is denoted in the question as X. This will be nothing but 1, 0, that is the first vector x1, and the second vector which is 1 and 1. And the second vector which is 1 and 1. Right? Now for this we need to find the inverse, right? Because we need to find S inverse, or if you want to have X inverse as it is given in the question, right? So how can we find the inverse? Anybody?
Quantified by determinant of A into adjoint of B.
You're right, exactly. So to find X inverse, you need to find the adjoint of X or adjoint of S and divide this by the determinant of X, right? So here we can find the determinant of X. This is nothing but 1. Okay, so the denominator is done. Now we need to find the adjoint of A. To find the adjoint of A, you need to find the cofactor matrix and then transpose the cofactor matrix, right? So what will we get as the cofactor matrix? Or rather, you can just let me know the inverse itself. So to find the cofactor for this, ignore this column, that row, so you'll get 1. Then do it for the other values as well. So let me know what inverse you get. Anyone? Do you get the answer? What inverse you get? What inverse you get? Anyone? See, I'm doing it here. I think you're not able to do. You let me know if you're not able to do. Okay. So let's take this element. Okay, so that will be x11. Why? Because first row, first column, right? So we'll ignore that column and we'll ignore that row. So what is left? 1 is left. Okay, next x12. So that is this one here. So we'll ignore this row and we'll ignore this column. What is left is 0. Similarly, x21. So this is this 0 here. Okay, so we'll ignore that row and that column. So we'll be left with 1. Then x22, that is this last one here. Okay, we'll ignore that row and that column and we'll be left with 1. Right? So to find this with the cofactor matrix. So what will be the cofactor matrix? The cofactor matrix will be 1, 0, 1, 1, right? But we need to find the transpose of the cofactor matrix, right? So the transpose of the cofactor matrix, so I'll just write it as C transpose. This will just be 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, right? Now the adjoint of x will be nothing but this transpose, cofactor transpose, and you divide that by mod x, and modulus of x is nothing but 1, right? Therefore the x inverse is 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, please don't forget this. So we got x inverse, right? Now to diagonalize the matrix, as we have to do, okay, we need to do S D S inverse, or as it is given in the question, x d x inverse, right? So we know x, we know d, and we know inverse, right? So a matrix A which is given to us can be written as x d x inverse, or rather they have also written d in this form, right? Okay, therefore we can write this matrix A into 3 forms, right? So A will be x, which is 1, 1, 0, 1, d, which is 1, 0, 0, 3, and inverse, which is 1, 0. Let me look at the inverse. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that's how we can get A. Now there is a property which says, so this is our final result. Okay, now there is a property which says, if I need to find the power of A, some power k of A, that is A square, A cube, A raised to 4 or something, if I need to find that, then all I have to do is take this x here, okay, just have delta raised to that power and x inverse. You can also view this as how we had done S d raised to k, which is the power S inverse. S inverse. So all you have to do is just raise that matrix, which is diagonal matrix, to that power for which we require the answer. So in this question, they have asked us to find the power raised to 3. They have written hence find a cube. Hence find a cube, right? So all you have to do is to find a cube. To find a cube, we need to have x delta raised to 3 x inverse, right? So we have x with us, which is this matrix. We have x inverse, which is this matrix, right? All you have to do is raise this diagonal here to raise to the power 3. So to find a cube, we'll have 1, 1, 0, 1. Now I'll raise this diagonal to the power 3. So you have 1 cube, 0, 0, 3 raised to 3, and then the x inverse, which is 1, 0, 1, 1. And once you multiply, you will get your answer there, which is that of a cube. Which is that of a cube. So the a cube which you will get is 1, 26, 0, 27. So this is the other question which they have asked. Okay, so this is the question number 9 which they have asked in one of the model question papers. Okay, so 9A, B and C we have solved. Okay, in question number 10 they have asked one question as what is a positive definite matrix? Mention the methods of testing positive definiteness. So that procedure I had told you in the class. Okay, how to find positive definite matrix and what is the procedure, right? So the procedure is very simple, that you need to have Z M Z transpose greater than 0. If that is the case, then M is positive definite, right? Now in the second question they have given us a matrix S1 5 6 6 7 and they have asked us to see if it is positive definite or not. Okay, so the question is, check the following matrix for positive definiteness. Okay, so this can be solved. So we can solve this as a find the determinant. So we can find the determinant, which is 5 minus lambda, 6, 6 minus lambda, or 5 minus lambda, 6, 6, 7 minus lambda, right? So here we'll get 5 minus lambda into 7 minus lambda minus 36, and then we solve this, right? So what we get is 35 minus 12 lambda plus lambda square minus 36, and you get lambda square minus 12 lambda minus 1, right? And here what we'll get is, now this is a quadratic equation, so we need to solve this. So you'll get lambda as minus b, so you'll have plus 12 plus or minus root of minus 12 square minus 4ab, so you'll get minus 4 into minus 1 into 1 divided by 2, right? So here the lambda that we'll get is 12 plus or minus root of, now this is 144, 12 square, and you'll have plus 8, so this will be 148 divided by 2. Now from here we can say that the root is not negative, okay, and therefore it is not positive definite. Therefore it is not positive definite. Not definite. Okay. Then there is another question which they have asked on diagonalizing the matrix. It's a 3 cross 3 matrix. We don't have time to do that. We'll do that in the next class because it will take time. You can solve this. This is one of the questions they have asked in the next model question paper. Okay, so I'll just give you the question. You can go back and solve this, and we'll check the answer in the next class. Okay, so the question is, find eigenvalues and eigenvectors of matrix. Okay, so the matrix which is given is A, which is 0, 2, 1 and 1. 0, 2, 1 and 1. So for this you need to find eigenvalue and eigenvector. Okay, and also you need to check the trace. You need to check the trace. Okay, so in one of the problems in the class, I have found I have told you what is a trace, so you need to look at that trace. Okay, go back and see what a trace is. Okay, solve this and we'll check the answer in the next class. And there is also one question which they have asked, which is they have given a 4 cross 4 matrix. So you have a 4 cross 4 matrix, and it has a determinant, that is the matrix A has determinant half. Okay, you need to find determinant of 2A, then determinant of minus A, third determinant of A square, and then determinant of A inverse. Okay. So a similar problem we had solved when we started module 1, when we started module 5. Okay, a similar value we had already, similar question we had already solved. Okay, so you can look at that question and try to solve this. Okay, so there are one or two more questions. I'll pick that up in the next class, but solve these problems and we can match the answer in the next class. Okay, please practice, otherwise you will forget how to solve these numericals.